So you're headed to where is it again?
Oh yeah. Thanks for picking me up. I think I need to go just as far west as you can take me. Please. I need to get out. I need to go west.
You're in kind of a weird part of town. What are you doing here?
Well, I live here. And you know what? I've just had enough. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know I'm just 17. I'm not even an adult yet. But I need to get out. I need to get out of this town.
It sounds like you're running from a problem. You seem like a nice kid. What could be possibly going on wrong in your life? Educated, clean cut, just an overall good-looking kid. A sweet, sweet young face on you. Very pretty. Did I mention you have great eyes?
The baby blues, as my mother always called them. Yes, I know for a 17-year-old, I do have a fairly defined jaw, even though it is something you would call like a very adult masculine jawline.
You take off. The AC doesn't work. If you want to take off your shirt, you're welcome to.
It is. It is getting pretty hot in here. I'm just gonna pop this one off.
Look at those muscles. You're a pretty strong guy.
Yeah. So I was born. I was born with that Benjamin Button dizzy thing, and so it's kind of like I'm not the young guy. I'm not the young old guy. I'm right in the middle where. I'm like 17 years old, but I do have the body of a very, very fit man in his late 30s.
This might catch you a little off guard, but my wife left me a while ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's been lonely on the road. Would you like to maybe listen to the radio with me?
Yeah, dude. Let's turn on the radio.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your.
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Welcome to one young man who talks to his old mentor, and there's no sexual tension. Zero. Absolutely none. That's all right, folks. You're listening to confession tapes of the 21st century crimes.
We've really pivoted on this show. That is right. This is episode 1 of True Crime. A Hitchhiker edition. The first, of course, this is the first serial podcast on this very network, the Two Season a Pod network. Cameron Osborne over here, Cam LeClaire on the other side. Cam, we thought to ourselves, our first show has been so incredibly successable. Let's completely pivot and really
change the recipe.
Really focus on true crime.
The thing is, we just have to commit the crime and then report on it.
And that's I think that's where we can get all these inside scoops, is that we don't mind getting our hands dirty.
I don't. I like playing in the mud.
I like playing the mud. So we've pivoted. That'll be coming up in a few weeks. Something that I am very excited for. The first serious episode of Two C's in a Pod. The special edition where we don't just kind of talk about ourselves, and
we do a bunch of pre-research.
We don't just
bring in police officers.
We don't just reference previous episodes of the show in a way to kill time, because of course that's not what we do here on Two Seasons Pod. That'll be coming up in a couple weeks, but this is episode 35. Cam, did you know that it was episode 35?
No, but that sounds like a very good sports number.
It's a terrible sports number, Cam. Early on in the show's existence, I think
for like 2 episodes,
and this was pioneered by yourself. This was pushed by yourself, and then I think it was clung onto by me, and then it went nowhere. Cam, we were talking number 35s in sport, and Cam, I think you suggested, and listeners, you should go back. There's one of those early episodes. He said we should start every episode by saying who our favorite jersey number that coincides with the episode number, and then I think we maybe got to like 4 where somebody said
no, we were at like 19.
It was 19.
Like, after 19, you're like 20. It's like, who's number 20? You're like, I don't know. Like who?
I think I think slobs at home, you're gonna want to listen back. I think I may have said Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers, but that's just besides the point. Cam, in old fashions always come back, whether it be bell bottoms or plaid. So Cam, what is your favorite number 35?
Kevin Durant.
Wrong answer. This game has right and wrong answers. That was the wrong answer.
Are you sure? Double check that.
Yeah, double check that one. Not the wrong answer that Kevin Durant is not number 35. The wrong answer that he's not allowed to be your favorite player.
Oh, why not?
Because
he get canceled too?
No. Oh, he didn't get canceled. We don't like him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Mike Kuehler from the MLB, or Frank Thomas from the MLB. I love me some Frank Thomas highlights.
Frank Thomas. Remember when Frank Thomas had that swan song season on the Blue Jays?
Oh boy,
in the mid 2000s.
He was called the Big Hurt. You know that?
He came up as he came onto the team as a 42-year-old man. Designated hitter. He's going to the AL. Frank Thomas, number 35. I can't wait to see who number 36 will be.
Yeah, I feel like that game was tough to start with. Yeah, because we know sports. I just don't know the numbers. Remember when you were young and you could just list off like a full team of like stats and numbers, and you knew every line and shit?
I've still kept that up over the years. I could still, depending on the team or player or whatever, I'm sure I could recite a few accolades or league history, as it were. Like
basketball's got to be the easiest.
Well, it's just I wouldn't say if it's it's really like how far you want to go into it. One thing is, I worked a job one summer. It was like the second half of the summer before second year university, and we worked in a book warehouse. It was for like one of the textbook companies, and it was literally just like packaging up textbooks and shipping them off. So I would work overnights, 10 p.m. to like 6:30 a.m. Come home, and my dad would have like saved dinner for me, and then I would have had just kind of like a few hours to home alone, nothing to do, but I'm pretty fucking tired and I need to get to bed. Yeah. And it was just Wikipedia search all the sports things you could, in terms of like history, numbers, names, people, who was winning what, where. Yeah.
Find out weird rules that you didn't know existed.
Oh, shit that you didn't know. Yeah, and then how certain rules probably came into place, and how
those are fun to come
where
out.
Teams moved to and from, or whatever that is. I spent at least 2 months. I'd say 4 of the 5 days of the week. I was just Wikipedia nonstop. Love me that Wikipedia. Use promo code 2Cs for 15% off. Your very own Wikipedia. You can go to Wikipedia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you
I didn't know we signed a deal with them.
This is an exclusive deal, of course. We are officially launching on Wikipedia. And we know what we're going to do. It has become our exclusive search engine for the podcast. If we ever need to know anything, we just go straight to Wikipedia.
Reference episodes. Mm-hmm. It's got a search function on it.
It has a search function on it. It's going to be fantastic.
Wikipedia now has a search function on it.
It now has you can search. It now has the search. Cam, I've also been working with them on a little pilot project of my own. You know how there's that little random article tab. You can always click on the homepage of Wikipedia. It'll bring you to. It's sort of it's
like the I'm feeling lucky button on Google.
It's similar to that. I've been working with them on a little pilot project for Cameron's random article. So it's just like sort of I pick the certain pages, and then those kind of get filtered in to the random queue more than the others. And really hoping the listeners or Wikipedia viewers can, and listeners, maybe the two groups can come together, because nobody's tapping the Wikipedia market. In everyone's thinking social networks. Nobody's thinking about Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's one we're gonna have to crack into. So follow us on everywhere that has an internet. Including the library.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Cam, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I do have to announce that as of now, Two Season Pod is officially exclusive to the internet.
There it is.
I'm so happy.
There it is, folks.
I'm so happy
we're
that
done we're done mailing our disc to subscribers. We're tired of it. It takes a lot of our day.
The discs had to be so long. Sometimes the episodes are an hour and a half. That's the maximum length for a disc. We were sending these double discs.
Is it actually?
It's about 90 minutes. Yeah, and of course we heard what you were saying on Two Season a Pod forum.reddit, which I hear is really popping these days.
4chan.
It was for all of you vinyl heads. I know what you're thinking. It's just not feasible for us to put Two Season a Pod on vinyl.
We tried.
We'd be sending you these just packs and packs. The postage alone would be insane. So we had to get off of that physical medium and become internet exclusive. I'm so glad we can. I'm so happy we can use the word exclusive.
Speaking of shipping things out to people, I made my first sale out of my side business.
The side business, very exciting, Cam. I don't think we don't even know what this is.
It's remember, I think I told you about how I make my own kettlebells, right?
Yes, okay. You're making and selling kettlebells now.
I'm making and selling kettlebells, and thank God I don't have to ship them, because they're heavy, and postage would cost a fucking lot of money. I've had people ask me, like, will you ship it? I'm like, I don't know if these will ship. I would really hate to be the mailman with a 35-pound box. What the hell is in this thing?
Such a dick move.
But yeah, the guy I sold to was a teacher, and he was telling me what they expect to go back to school. It was pretty interesting. He was telling me that it's basically jail, these kids, what they're going to be walking into on Tuesday. They have a 40-minute lunch break. That's in class at your desk eating. That's the first part. How long on average does it take you to eat a meal? Start to finish.
I'm a slow eater, but I know what you're saying. But this is a 12-year-old's meal. It's a little fucking Lunchable and
6 minutes
and some carrot sticks.
It's just the Jell-O cup that you're like, I forgot a spoon. I guess I'll squeeze it into my mouth, and then I'll try and trade these Dunkaroos for maybe what's on the table. Let's make some money here, people. Come on. And then they have a 20-minute supervised recess with just their classmates, and they have to stand outside and do military drills, lots of push-ups, and then you'll be shot if you're attempting to climb the fence.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I did hear that part of the school's deal was instituting like that presidential fitness challenge type of exercises to the recesses now. Like how long can you hang on the pull-up bar, all these sorts of things.
How do you think that would work out if they said that they're like, we're going to try this in one state, like a PT kind of thing, where it's like physical or personal training is a requirement in our school?
Like if we had one area with a controlled focus
group, yeah,
where one kids lived a normal life and the other one they were only fed like good food and exercise constantly.
Yeah.
Who would be, and I think the question would be really, which group would end up sexier?
Yeah. I think we know the answer to that.
I think we know the answer.
I think we know the answer to that, but I think we don't know the unintended consequences of it.
Exactly, right? Because presumably in both groups there would be both attractive and not attractive people. So if you take a not attractive person and maximize their body, do they become an attractive person, and vice versa the other way?
That'd be interesting though. Did you ever do like gym in high school?
No, here's what I'm gonna
like that.
I mean, of course, yeah. I took phys ed.
Did you do a lot of like beep tests and stuff like that?
The beep test, yeah. I used to love that one.
Yeah, I bet you did. You're slow and steady kind of guy. I think I got into tens. I might got to the tens.
I was. You know what?
7 to 10. I got 7 to 10. I know that.
Yeah,
no, it's a pretty big gap.
It's going to be a high number or a high single number. Yeah, I was always just due to the the years of football. I was just a long distance person, or like my stamina of physical exercise, and still to this day, that's. I think like my most redeeming quality as a like if we're playing basketball with this group that we have,
just don't get tired.
At least I'll take the last sub, and that's cool. I'm not gonna I don't need to. I'm not tapping out immediately.
No, I don't know if I have that in me. I'm more of a high burst. Like okay, so I was on my bike today, and there was this dude who sped in front of me. And then I was like, well, he turned and I turned at the same time as he did, so he was on the same road. And I'm like, perfect. Now I have someone to like pace myself to. And then obviously I tried to keep up for a while, but he must have been in either better shape or had a better bike because I had my heart rate up to 170 following this dude and like just keeping at the same pace.
Oh, you got to get it. You got to get it way higher than that.
170 is pretty high, man.
If you're not
for consistent output,
if you're not hitting 192 at least, you're not keeping up with the best.
What do you think your highest heart rate is? What do you think your max heart rate is?
I don't know. I've never worn a smartwatch or put my finger to my neck. I've never been good at doing that. Putting my finger on my neck.
You have to look at your watch, and then you just like wait for the time to hit, and then it's just like
Cam problem number 2.
Don't wear a watch.
I don't wear a watch, so I'm kind of
phone.
I'm kind of
easy.
I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah, well, that's pretty high. Some people say it's not high at all, but I'm gonna say it's pretty high. Mm-hmm. So he fucking flew past me. My point was, I felt like a fucking piece of shit that was super slow because I don't know how old this guy was, but I'll tell you what, he was quick. He was quick on his feet and made me feel like a piece of shit. Big fat guy,
Well, Cam, I know that cardio has always been a concern of yours. How do we keep it up? And Cam, you decided to take action into your own hands and join a baseball league, because what better sport to really get that cardio rolling than baseball or softball, whatever the one that you just kind of lob in there, whatever that's called. I think I really just wanted to hear, maybe like the listeners at home would rather hear, like any updates on your athletic prowess when it comes to baseball.
Well, I'll give you the quick sports update. Getting better in the field, but the bats are still not kicking like they should be. I can't get that. I'm not getting that hip turn. I don't know what it is. Like just not hitting the ball right. I've never heard a pup like this. Sorry, the pup is barking in the back. Hope that's not distracting to the viewers at home.
Well, Cam, remember, nothing is distracting to the viewers until you bring it up to the viewers. Right. Cam, it's great to hear that your baseball career is, coming along so well. But yeah, we'd love to start seeing some dingers, as it were.
Yeah, I think I just gotta get to the BP more, and then just I don't know. I never played softball with a coach, so it's very difficult to like figure out where you're doing something wrong without someone being like, drop your shoulder, lift your elbow, put a finger in your ass, like shit like that,
Right, because I think a lot of the times what you're missing is when the baseball coaches will just sort of like slap their bodies.
I need that
to tell you the play, and
grab
I
their
think
dick,
and they kind of like tug on their left nut if if you're supposed to hit it this way. And also, by the way, how much can you tell a hitter, like someone batting the ball? Can't you really only tell them to hit the ball or bunt it?
No, you can definitely place the ball, right? It's like, if we need you to go high with the ball and hopefully get a pop out, you're going to try and at least get a bit under it if you want to like square it up.
But that's presuming you're even able to hit it.
Oh yeah,
And
I mean,
don't
we're
they
playing
hit it
softball here.
like
They're lobbing
30%,
these in
like
melons.
25% of the time? So you're giving somebody a signal and be like, "Hey,
Well,
odds
it's
are,
not even that. If you
odds
looked at
are,
the
this
high odds
signal
of
will
it,
mean
yeah.
nothing, but you should try it
Yeah.
out."
Yeah. Well, there's that, but I think there's I don't know. I never played baseball, but I could use a coach.
But you could use a coach. So there you heard it, right? Folks at home, do you want to coach Cam LeClaire at how to become how to become a better softball player? You can reach out, twoceesinapod@gmail.com.
Don't forget it, folks. Don't forget it. Yeah, so in athletic endeavors just got to be better. Every week after the game, I do a post-game, what do you call it when there's like a panel there? Scrum? Yeah. Do a post-game scrum. I call up some people on Messenger, and they ask me a bunch of questions. I give them the hard-hitting facts. And I actually do this. Tuesday nights, they expect my call. And, it's tough. It's tough being accountable. I'll tell you that much. When you have a bad game out there and they didn't watch it, but you tell them what happened, it's difficult. It's difficult when you have to come clean and say that maybe you should be on the trading block.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, especially because this is a league that probably wouldn't you would have to do particularly poor to be traded.
To get traded? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we could just make an arrangement, but I feel like maybe they want to be traded because I'm so high value.
Well, yeah, maybe there's a
Think about
chance.
that.
There's a chance you could be the first ever trade.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know people on the team that well, and I'm a social butterfly, so I can float in any team. And a lot of the other teams have cool uniforms too. We don't have anything. Last week I wore my 5-panel hat and cool sunglasses. So I'm like, fuck, I want to flex on these.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But Cam, I'd be
Yeah.
worried that your cool 5-panel would get sweaty because you're working so hard,
I mean, I think I went like 2 for 4.
That's pretty good.
I only had like singles. That's shit. The first game I went 4 for 4 with 3 runs. I just to be better. Yeah, I think the problem is I'm drinking coffee right before my game, and then I'm jittery at the plate. Whenever some of the ball's coming at me, I put so much pressure on myself.
Maybe that's the problem.
I think so. I need to just relax. Maybe I need to get drunk beforehand.
You think that would solve the problem?
No, because I think that would reduce my my reaction time. I just need something to chill me out. Which brings us to our next sponsor, CBD. This podcast is brought to you by CBD Products, CBD MD. Code word twoceesinapod at Gmail, twoceesinapod. That full thing, like I just said, at CBD checkout for 1 mil free.
CBD. If you wanna get high, but you're scared to get high, then you should try some CBD.
I don't like driving after I smoke. That's the only problem.
Well, it's been a baseball game takes what, 4.5 hours approximately to finish.
Plus rain delay.
Plus a rain delay.
Crew.
The 7th inning stretch, which, by the way, hey, baseball, Rob Manfred, not sure if you're listening. If your sport takes so long that you need people to stretch between it, I feel like we should just call the game right there.
Who's Rob Manfred?
I'm pretty sure he's the new Bud Selig.
Oh yeah, so he's the new Adam Silver.
He's the shitty Adam Silver.
So the Gary Bettman? Is he the Dana White?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think. Rob Manfred is the Dana White of not being totally racist. Does that make sense? Like, you're not completely racist.
Wait. Oh, I think I missed something here. Rob Manfred is doing something that's not good? Is he getting canceled?
No, I just said, I was more calling out Rob Manfred to, we should stop games after the 7th inning, because again, if we need to take time to
non-political podcast.
That's a non-political podcast. I was saying if we need to take if you have monikered the term 7th inning stretch, maybe we should just stop them at 7.
Yeah, I think so. I heard about this one time that someone was at a game that went it was like the longest game ever, like 20 innings or something like that. But they stopped serving beer after the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Who's staying for that game?
That's still a rule. Yeah, no matter, because they don't know the game's going to go into, because in theory.
Why is that a rule though? You work in entertainment.
Because it's just like a bar stops serving before before the venue closes, right?
Closing time.
Yeah, one last call for alcohol. That's what the term last call means. It's like you get one more and then everybody stops, right? So the 7th inning stretch is just kind of that last call, just like if you go to a
that's why it's so it's not about stretching.
If you go to a Leafs game,
getting beer.
If you go to a Leafs game, it's after the second period. If you go to a Raptors game, it's at the end of the third quarter is the last time. They have to cut you off so you can in theory sober up before you leave.
Have you ever been cut off at a bar?
No.
Have you been kicked out of a bar?
No.
One time.
One time.
21st. No. 19th birthday, I think. 19th or 20th birthday. Chainsaw. Within 5 minutes was kicked out.
What'd you do?
Tough.
Cam, you were such a cute kid. Who would want to kick you out of a bar?
He said that I was stumbling on the way to the washroom, and then I didn't disagree with him. You're probably right. I'm obviously very drunk, so.
Well, it's nice that you didn't disagree with him.
I told my friends, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm getting the boot. I'll see you later. For what? I'm like, not sure, but this big fellow over here, he's taking me to the back to show me something special. I don't know what that means, and I don't remember the rest of the night.
Yeah, it kind of got a little bit hazy.
My butt was really sore in the morning.
Yeah, but just the cheek though, not the cheeks were sore.
Just the cheeks.
Something must have happened. Yeah, no, I've never been kicked out. I'm a responsible young lad.
Yeah, you hate to be that guy. Hate to be that guy in a friend group who always gets kicked out of bars. Thank goodness. Well, actually, not thank goodness. I just don't associate with those people.
Well, see, I think none of my friends. I've never seen somebody get kicked out of a bar.
There's some people that just don't do well with alcohol.
Although I'm sure I know
really
people who
loud
and see that's I think about my longest and oldest friends. I mean, fuck, we've been you start going to parties and drinking in high school.
Yeah.
And and then smoking weed, and then a little bit later, and then kind of combining the two.
PCP,
then a little PCP, Angel's Dust. You smoke rocks, but just the.
Then you start selling it.
I mean, by the time I got to university, the majority of my, at the age of I was just before I turned 19 because I victory lapped high school, right? But by the time I got to university, I was kind of booze calm. Or I had gotten all of the craziness, the woot-woots out of my system because, that was kind of that would have, started in grades, probably somewhere around grade 9 and then 10, 11, 12, 13. So it was all of high school we were, getting into mischief. Yeah. That's when you were stealing lawn gnomes off of people's, from people's gardens. It was that phase, right? So by the time
how'd you get your alcohol in high school?
It was kind of a couple different ways. There was a few different ways. One friend had a fake. We had friends just through the music program who were 18 or 19. So they also had, so I knew older people who had fakes, younger people who had fakes. And then there was a lot of just stealing from the parents.
Do you ever do the bog water for the parents? Get the mixed hard alcohol and just pour all of it in a bottle?
No. I think we would have the sense with us to separate the booze, as it were.
We didn't.
No, of course not. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, we would just you have what's you could be you could go based on clear wall, or I think a lot of times they would just mix everything. You're we'll put, this is pretty full, this is pretty full, this looks like it hasn't been touched in a while, put a little bit of that in there, and then you just left with a bottle, and you're this will certainly get me drunk. Will I enjoy it? You're no, not even close.
Well, I mean, I guess, really, if you're staring at your parents' liquor cabinet, the right combination of those liquids is a Long Island iced tea. So all you were trying to do was just get the Long Island iced tea.
I mean, I not I knew the mix for it. I feel there is a mix for it.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and the entire mix is just booze.
No, there's like isn't like 5 alcohols?
Yeah, there's no iced tea in a Long Island iced tea. I think at one point I thought a Long Island iced tea was like, or I would put peach schnapps in iced tea, and that's what I thought. Which, by the way, it's a fantastic. I put peach schnapps and vodka in with iced tea, and that's what I thought. Like for some reason, that's what it was in my head. But no, it's actually like rum, blue curacao,
things that you just don't have at home unless you're a guy that drinks those.
Or things that live in your parents' liquor, like your parents' liquor cabinet. You know, because that one time every 3 years somebody comes over, you know, it kind of something else gets fucking put back there.
Right. Do you drink rum chata? You're like, I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is, hippie. Get off my lawn. And
get off my lawn. What gives you the right? Did you read the sign everywhere sign? Yeah.
Yeah. Do this.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Can't do the
so that was it. By the time we got to university, I was experienced, or I would see everybody do the crazy rah, but myself was like, oh no, I've done this already. Like now we drink and handle ourselves. And of course I've had terrible hangovers in my day, of course, but like you know how to compose yourself.
Yeah, I haven't had a crazy hangover in a while.
Not in a while.
The worst ones I get now is I just don't sleep.
It's like
because I wake up early.
Like a bad sleep. It's not even a hangover. It's just a
bad
sleep.
It's like you're tired more so, like because I can't sleep in. My drive is just like, if I'm sleeping past 10, I'm like, you lazy fucking piece of useless garbage, kick yourself in the nuts, right? So I'll be like 2 nights ago, I went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to wake up at 6 for the dog, so I had 4 hours sleep. You know, so I was exhausted. Yeah, I had to sleep for like another 2 hours once I got her to sleep for a bit. But yeah, it's like those where you're like, are you hungover? You're like, I guess a bit, but I'm more so just like dog shit tired, like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pain in the ass.
No, I get you.
Anyway.
I get you, Cam. I get you.
No. I hear you got a game for us this week.
I don't think I do. Oh, no, I got something
I thought
else,
you had
though.
one from last week that you said you were going to roll over.
Yeah.
Or was that a fake tease?
That was that a fake tease? Now, I do remember something about an interview with Brad Pitt that was supposed to happen.
No. We looked through our chat. You said, I got a game for this week. And then we couldn't get it done because we did too much stuff last week. And then you're like, we'll roll it over the next week. So I guess we're rolling it to the next week.
Of course, we're rolling it to the next week. Yeah, I think you are right, but I didn't. The whiteboard, of course, the new whiteboard here in the Two Seasons Pod Studio.
The interns are off today.
Yeah, no, well, it got wiped. Because right after our show, I had gotten rid of some information, and then this large, to prepare for the show after us, just kind of filling up with Kim Mitchell, and then I could see sort of that got erased, and then somebody had written very hatefully, "Where is Dalia?" And it was weird because it was like like we said, it was in the permanent marker, so we couldn't erase it from
classic.
We couldn't erase it from the whiteboard.
They don't know the difference.
So I'm going to assume, it was one of these interns really screwed up. We had to get a new whiteboard. We lost a lot of our information. But Cam, we brought this up last week, and it was an area of like potential concern.
What's that?
Because the checks from Dalia to rent space here at the Two Seasons Pod Studio, the checks have not been clearing.
They're bouncing. Send them rubber checks.
Which on an everyday, normally I would say to myself that's okay, because of course there's new content out. But Cam, I've recently checked the Dalia feeds, and there's no new content.
Has he tweeted even?
I haven't seen a tweet. I haven't seen an Instagram.
Are you subscribed to his Patreon? Patreon?
I do subscribe to the Patreon. There's been no new Patreons. Well, of course I don't. The Two Season Pod network likes to reinvest in their own interests. So Cam, I think the real concern is I mean, maybe the writing on the wall, as it were, was correct. Where's Dalia?
I don't know. I'm looking up the news here. I don't see anything. It's no news recently. I don't know what's going on here.
I hope this doesn't turn into like a Carmen Sandiego situation where we're trying to.
Who is that? I've heard her in a song before.
Carmen.
I am Carmen
where
Sandiego.
In the world is Carmen
I am
Sandiego?
fired. Don't get hurt.
It was that animated show from the mid to late 90s about a woman in a red trench coat who I think she was a good guy, but
I was hoping you were gonna say I thought it was like a Casey Anthony situation, but this is okay too.
No. This is much more fiction, I should say. Carmen Sandiego, old character from the 90s. I hope this doesn't turn into a situation where this woman is traveling the world and heisting. Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Heisting?
If we see Dalia pop up somewhere, I don't want to. I hate to. We travel to Mumbai to find him, and then we find another clue that takes us to takes us over to Switzerland to find another clue, takes us all over the world, because Cam, that could get expensive.
Well, I would like if it took us to Africa, then we could sing that great Toto song, the whole plane ride there.
yeah, that's now you campaigned to Air Canada, Delta, these
that
other lines,
go-to song. Yeah,
and that any trip that goes,
I think
to
they should.
Africa.
Okay, here's an idea. I might have pitched this one already. End of the flight, they have a theme song for it. Did we already go? We did this, right?
I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard you say this in my life.
So while you're landing, you don't really know. You're kind of groggy, right? You're you wake up, and then whatever place you're going to has a theme song. So if you're going into Bolivia to the jungle, you're it's just welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Yeah, and then if you're going to California, it's just and then cool wind in my head.
Oh, okay, yes, the Hotel California.
Yeah, there's so many. But the problem is you get a lot of places that just don't I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess for the ones that you can't find, I think you get a local artist from there, right? But if you're going to Atlanta, you can just blast some Gucci, right? If you're going to Toronto, you got to pump some Drake as soon as the plane touches, you got to say, running through the six with my woes. You got to hit that, that's the way to do it. Montreal, you can play Metro Station. Yeah. Give me sympathy.
And Cam, what I love about this idea, which I'm very much behind, is that the criteria for what the song is, where you land, is sort of interpretive based on lyrics.
Oh, for sure.
Or home
or
of the artist.
Yeah.
Or sometimes in your Guns N' Roses situation, just sort of the region. If you find yourself landing in the jungle, you're allowed to play Welcome to the Jungle. But I think the jungle is referring to Los Angeles, so maybe that song could be played
there's better
in a couple
LA
places.
songs, though. Yeah, but there's better LA songs.
Well,
than
we already had
Jungle.
Hotel California. I thought you were going to go with the OC
I think
theme
that's
song.
the way to go.
But I think the Hotel California is meant to represent hell. So if you're flying into Hell, Michigan, that could be an equally as an appropriate song.
No. In Michigan is going to be Eminem. 8 Mile.
The entire state. The entire state gets that one. Nothing to do with Motown.
Nope.
Nothing Berry Gordy related.
Maybe if you want on off flights that are at night,
Right. When no one's really paying attention. The song?
If you're flying up north, Bob Cajun, right?
But not too far. But so Cam, this seems like a big project you're about to overtake. Working
Bangkok, one down, pop in the city.
right. Because I think nothing exemplifies Bangkok more
Cultural.
than. But again, Cam, you did just suggest a local artist can cover.
That's if you don't have a great song.
Okay,
for
so
it.
so there has to be a
Name your best
pre-existing
Ottawa
song.
song.
I don't think there are any.
Do you pick an artist from Ottawa?
That's how
Right?
So it's kind of like a step down criteria. Like, do you meet criteria 1?
Every
No.
city has a cool song about it. In New York, concrete.
Oh, so we're going with the Jay-Z song, not the not the classic like Frank Sinatra, New York, New York.
Correct.
Okay.
Or depends on the flight. Yeah, we could do that. Chicago, you could play Kanye.
Okay,
right?
but Chicago,
Homecoming.
do you play the band name Chicago?
No, I think you play Homecoming.
You play Homecoming by Kanye West.
Yeah, that's about Chicago.
I guess it could mean more than the band literally called Chicago.
No. Okay, I'll give you one more. What are you gonna play for West Virginia?
I can only assume Take Me Home Country Road, but you're going to say something else.
Know it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Country road, take me home. Dude, the thing is, if you're a frequent flyer, you get a little bit tired of it, or I think you'd love it. I think people would love this idea.
I think people would love this idea. Folks, do you love this idea? Reach out, twoceesinapod@gmail.com. Because this is a fantastic idea, Cam. I can't wait to hear more about it next week. I do want to have a little, we do have to get a little follow-up of the progress you've made, maybe some obscure song choices, maybe some songs that beat out other songs, because I think we do have to run with this idea a little bit.
I like this. We'll pitch this to Air Canada.
Or air somebody. Are
airlines
everybody. The people who are in the midst of doing in the buying business right now? Are they?
If you have a good idea, I'd say yes. They need to separate themselves from the pack. Hey, the flight's almost the exact same, but hear me out, okay? It is safety protocols. You're gonna catch it. But think about how cool it would be. Hear me out, okay? You're half asleep. I don't want to click on the little screen to check how much time is left on the flight. I've been here forever. It's crazy. I'm so tired. And then just Welcome to the Jungle comes in because you're going to Bolivia, not L.A. Not to be confused.
Because you're going to Bolivia. I guess that Cam, you're really assuming that people just will sleep through all sort of air travel, like turbulence.
I'm saying that's pretty common.
The descent. I feel like that's the part. Don't they wake you up and put your seatbelt on and put your tray up? Won't they do that to you?
Yeah, they give you a little kick in the shin. They say, like, wake up, loser. Time to get your shit together because we might crash this baby.
And so if they're going to do that already, you might as well be listening to a fun song while they do it.
Yeah. Yeah. For people that have anxiety, it's really good. For, like, those hard-hitting songs. Flying into Atlanta, I don't know. Something. Don't have a good example for Atlanta. I think there's a lot of good examples for Atlanta.
Just any Ludacris song where he says ATL.
ATL.
Or,
yeah, that'd be fun.
Usher.
Usher. Is he from Atlanta?
Sure. Now he is.
Sure. Florida would probably have some good ones. I think Kid Rock is Florida.
No, why not Flo Rida? See, Cam, the vetting process.
That's a good one, too. That's a good one, too.
Or Florida Georgia Line. There's too many.
Okay, hear me out. What if, when you don't have a good one, you just play Mr. Worldwide?
Oh, that makes sense anyway. Okay, Cam, I think we could refine this idea even more. Why not as soon as every flight lands, it starts playing Mr. Worldwide?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Worldwide.
That way, there's no prejudice
No,
over
'cause you want to
songs.
mix up a little bit.
No, there's no prejudice over songs, location, disputes, spatter, this, that, the other. It's just Carl Wolf. All as soon as you land, it's a victory. It's a celebration that we've landed.
Pitbull's Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Cam, you
For
hopped
Jamaica,
on that.
You gotta go.
You hopped on that
Sean
fact
Kingston.
so emphatically, as if I offended you that I didn't know the alias of Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
That's right.
Like I could hear it. I could hear it in your
Who'd
voice.
you say? It's
It's Carl
disgusting.
Wolf, I think. It's Canadian. I saw him
No,
one time.
Carl Wolf does the other version of Africa, not the total one. It's gonna take a long.
No, you're thinking Weezer.
No.
You're not.
Maybe they
but
both did.
They both did it.
Did they both do it?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It was a shame. It was a shame both times.
I got a word for you.
Pen.
No, knockin'. What is the definition of knockin'?
Cam, you gotta start segueing into your things, dude.
That is a segue.
That's not
That's
a. You haven't said it.
I got a word for you. Urban Dictionary word of the day.
AIDS, bum, cum, douche, edge, fap, gimp, herb, ike, jerk, cush, lamp, mac, narc, oaf, pank, queet, re, slor, tilth, uff, vag, walk of shame, zon, yeet, and zuck. Now let's play some Balderdash. Urban Dictionary Balderdash. There you go. It's not even what we called it. We're calling it Urban Dictionary Balderdash. What episode number is it, Cam?
30. Frank Thomas.
30 Frank Thomas. Yeah, that's exactly right, Cam. This is a new game for the fans, so we got to lay it out for them. What is it?
Reverse Balderdash. Oh, okay. I need to explain it. We've done this like 3 weeks. Okay.
There's always going to be a new listener. Every episode will be somebody's first episode.
I go on Urban Dictionary and find a word that is popular. That, if you're hip, you probably know it. And then Cam has to guess the definition of it. And I can always use it in a sentence if you'd like.
Of course, when using it in the sentence really legitimizes.
So the Urban Dictionary word of the day is knockin'. And in a sentence, I see a lot of these new hoes here tonight. Time to start knocking.
Could I get a spelling?
K-O. Oh my God. Knockin apostrophe. So no G, it's knockin'.
Okay, but like the word we're all used to, knockin'. Okay.
But without the G. It's not knocking, it's knockin'.
Knockin'.
And again in a sentence, I see a lot of these hosts here tonight. Time to start knocking.
Okay. I think knockin', especially because when you're at the club, right? Like you're a single guy at the club, you're rolling up, you see all these pretty ladies, you're thinking to yourself, it's kind of like you're going door to door, like you're playing trick or treat. You know what I'm saying? You're going up to this door, you give it a knock, see what they got.
Yeah.
Next door, knock, see what they got.
Interesting. What's your definition?
I'm going to say my definition for knockin' is exactly that. It's going like up to each girl in the club.
Ho.
It's going hoe to hoe. Going hoe to hoe and like getting their number.
You're close. So it does have to do with hoes, but not hoes in a club, prostitutes. The definition of knockin' is trying to convince a prostitute that you'd be a better pimp for her than her current pimp. Successful knocking is called being knocked or being knocked out. So you're close. But these are not people that you approach. So you're kind of getting their numbers. You're trying to be like, yo, what's up, sweet thing? Oh, look at this. How much you getting paid by your pimp? Like, oh man, I'll double that. I'll take good care of you, right?
Yeah,
follow?
I could have taken without the accent, but yeah, I do follow. That was pretty close.
Yeah. That was my slur accent. Not in a bad way. As in, I'm slurring my words.
Cam, I've got one for you.
Let's hear it.
This one that we're looking for here is a Pachico.
A Pachico. Could you use Pachico in a sentence, please?
Of course. Damn. That kid in the back of the class is a true Pachico.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess a hipster dude that has a lot of patches on his coat.
Cam, also very close. We were looking for a stoner, but you know what? The two would have gone hand in hand. The stoner would have patches on his stuff. The patches would be on him. He would be smoking. We're all pretty close.
What was it? Do you remember what a pimp nail was again? I think that's a pimp nail is one you use for snorting cocaine, right?
Yeah,
So we're keeping true to the theme.
Yeah, that one was a few weeks ago. Yeah, pimp nail, because I thought it was something else. I'll remember.
Did I ever tell you what the anatomical snus box is?
Anatomical snuff boxes?
So when you do snus, which is like snorting tobacco, something common in Europe, if you lift up your hand and stretch it out so you have all 5 fingers, you'll notice that if you look directly down from your thumb, you have a little like dip, and it, like 3 different kind of veins connect, so it creates a little like hole.
Okay.
See what I'm saying, listeners at home? So palm is to the ground. Palm to the ground. Open.
Other way. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then from your thumb straight down until you see the big dip in there, like little hole.
Oh,
That's your anatomical snooze box where you snort snooze from.
Oh, nice.
And when you do it, people think you're doing cocaine.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was about to say it's right next to my my heroin vein, so that'll be easy to remember where it is.
Easy to identify.
Yeah, right there
for a heroin user at home.
This episode brought to you by Snuffs.
Snus.
Do you want to do tobacco in the least common and weirdest way possible? Then you should try
snus.
That's exactly it. Out of all the ways to do tobacco, I gotta say inhaling it is the cleanest.
Have you ever tried it though?
No, that doesn't seem.
I think you're missing out there, big fella.
It doesn't seem pleasing at all.
Snus.
How do you think that would work at a bar? You know, people are out like on the patio having a cigarette. Somebody asks, but instead, they're having a snort. And then maybe some guy comes up.
People will kick you out, and they'll say, "You cannot do cocaine here.
You can't do cocaine here." And then you say,
"Clearly, this is snus."
And they have to believe you.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way.
Well, you can just show them and be like, "Look," and then you do it again. They're like, "You're still getting kicked out."
Yeah.
You're like, "You're
getting kicked out for doing a lot of cocaine now." And then you pull it out of the box. You're like, "No, look at all this." And they're like, "Sir, stop waving cocaine in my face." But the joke's on them because it really was cocaine. It really was cocaine the whole time.
Cocaine. Proud sponsor of the podcast. Cocaine.
Yeah, very excited. We've gotten in bed with the Coke people, which of course, the worldwide distributors of cocaine, Coke. It's infuriated our sponsors over at Mountain Dew and the PepsiCo. However,
yes.
PepsiCo is still the official soft drink of Two Season a Pod. But now, this deal. I just want listeners at home to know that this deal with Coke isn't going to affect our ongoing status with PepsiCo.
Well, we'll see. I think absolute greed does something. Can't remember what it was, but we'll worry about that next week.
Of course, yeah. We got a lot of things coming up on the show next week.
Stay tuned.
Of course, in a couple weeks,
It's a huge. It's
some
huge,
big news.
Tune in next week.
You're gonna want to come. You're definitely gonna want to stick around.
Week.
We are officially in the countdown to episode 50.
What are we gonna do for that?
We are 16 episodes away, I guess.
Holy smokes!
Or 15 until we are on episode 50. So the countdown. The countdown begins. I think what we know. I think over the next few weeks, we'll remember some of our fondest memories from the first 35 weeks, and really kind of maybe make our next few shows really just condensing all of that information for the fans.
Love it. Hey, you want to get into the final game of the hour?
Let's play, only if you segue it right.
Hey, speaking of things that are upcoming, let's talk about things that were in the past with Headline or Asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
That was exactly it, Cam, because not only was it poignant, but it was factual. Because I guess the headline can only be in the past. It could never be in the present. In a future, that would just be odd.
I think so.
How do you play the game,
Are you ready
though?
for your first one? Okay, so the game is played with 3 attempts. Each contestant has 3 headlines he brings to the table, while the other contestant guesses whether that is a true headline or made of fiction or asinine.
Made of fiction. I love it, Cam. So how about you kick this one off this week?
Great. Goat jumps inside Douglas County Sheriff's police office or deputy vehicle, eats paperwork.
A goat jumps into a vehicle and eats the paperwork.
The sheriff's
the sheriff's car.
Yeah.
I guess this is, the ultimate example of a dog ate my homework. And I'm sure there were a few times. I had dogs all throughout my life. A dog never ate my homework, but they ate my shoes.
Nope.
So it's only plausible to assume that a dog has eaten homework, and my dog ate my homework has been a legitimate excuse. At the professional level, a sheep.
Well, now it's my dog ate my Chromebook.
Yeah. Oh, my dog ate through my Chromebook. It electrocuted it to death.
Dog's dead. Now.
Dog's dead now.
Got a funeral next week.
And that's why I was late for class. That's the new excuse, with all the at-home learning and stuff like that. But I'm trying to picture how did a goat get into the sheriff's car? Did he relieve? He's living in a sunny state, so he leaves the windows rolled down. Doesn't picture those goats can jump. What a goat was doing so near the car, I have no idea. What a goat was doing around this police officer, I have no idea. But I'm going to say that's a headline.
That is a headline. And what happened was the sheriff was going to a house, which is kind of in a farmy area, to go deliver some legal papers to serve them. And he left his door open. And when he got back, there was a goat with horns in the car. And you can find the video of the body cam online. And he's yelling at it, get out, which I find kind of funny because, clearly the goat has no idea what he's saying. Right? It's not like the goat's ever, it's like, oh, get out? Oh, okay, yeah, I know that one. I know a little bit of English, right? So then he's, smacking on the asses, pulling it by the horns, and the goat just tearing apart all the pages. It's, check it out online if you have a moment. It's quite fun.
It's quite fun, I gotta say. That's it. That sounds like it could happen. It could happen to any of us, So just make sure your important documents are not around goats or police officers.
Yes.
Cam, I got a headline here for you. Gun holsters for your mask? Get yours now.
Gun holsters for your mask. I'm trying to rationally figure out what is a gun holster for your mask. Wouldn't it be a mask holster?
I said to you, gun holsters for your mask? Get yours now.
Okay, so that doesn't make sense. Because it wouldn't be, I don't know. I could see that being a fun little catchy headline. Be like, well, how on earth It's a gun holster that you can
For
hang
your
on.
mask. You know what a gun holster looks like? You know what these new fangled face masks look like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because I was trying to figure out. I'm like, it's not a gun holster if it's for your mask. But it's
Okay.
both.
Right.
See what I'm saying there?
I see what you're saying.
It's kind of like a toothbrush holder for your speaker. It's like, well, I think that's a speaker holder then, isn't it? Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and say headline. I don't really know how they're doing it, but people love guns and people need somewhere to put their masks.
No, I made that up.
Damn it!
That's asinine, Cam.
It didn't make any sense to start with.
It makes sense. I was looking at my mask the other day, and I thought to myself, like, maybe I can make like a cell phone pouch, or like put my headphones in there, because it's just another piece of clothing. And then,
what was your concept? That the mask was a gun holder?
Yeah, like it's a mask with a pocket that you put your gun in. Pretty good idea, I know.
Oh, see, I couldn't wrap my head around that.
You couldn't combine two things, and you just couldn't see it in your brain.
Nope.
You have such an interesting mind. You know that, Cam?
I've heard that many times. That's what my teachers tell me as well. They say, you're a special kid, aren't you? Headline or asinine, man rates over 4,000 public toilets across the country.
Sorry, what was the second word there? Man
rates over 4,000 public toilets across the country. This is a very classic Costanza move, as in the Seinfeld, where he is able to pick out the best public toilet in any given area of the city.
It's a very Costanza move. Additionally, like the episode of Curb when they brought Seinfeld back, and George Costanza made millions of dollars for an app that you can find the closest toilet. You can find the closest public restroom. I never
saw that one.
Well, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's in the Curb. Curb kind of
universe.
Curbiverse. Yeah, the extended Curbverse. See, I mean, rating your bathroom experience is certainly plausible, right? Anytime I step, you need to have your conditions right. The sights, the smells, the textures. All those things are going to be taken into account. Anytime you use
number of glory holes.
No, exactly. If too many, not enough. Anytime you step into a public washroom,
how often are they filled?
You kind of go through these little things, which leads you to say the bathrooms here are nice or the bathrooms here are terrible. Now, I hope that this guy reviewed like bathrooms that are well kept. He wasn't just like, I went to the fucking gas station on the I-95 and there was shit everywhere.
I think that's the way you do it, because you're not going to be like, I went to the Fairmont. I think you're like, I go to the bathrooms that the people are using. I am the man who's been across the whole 401. I've gone to 4,000 different bathrooms. This is my story.
I've rated,
and they steal the Law and Order music for whatever reason.
Dun dun. I've gone to every en route on the 401, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the one in Pickering has the best shitter.
You call him, you're like, quick, I'm at the 400 and the Steeles Way. Where do I go? You're like, okay, don't go off the main exit here, okay? You're going to wait for the 36. You're going to go past the Starbucks. Don't go in the Starbucks. I've been there. It's not that nice. They don't treat it like they used to, okay? Now, I would recommend that 5 years ago, but there's been a change in management. There's a small local shop where you have to ask for Jody. Buy a muffin, chocolate chip. I do recommend that as well, but she likes it because she makes them homemade. Then as for the bathroom key, it's going to be attached to a Easton wooden stick. Take that thing out. It is amazing in there. I would recommend it 100%. This is what I expect.
That's exactly the way I see it playing out in my mind too. That's asinine.
Yeah. The fun bit.
Though. You were too hot. You were too hot with the bit. I knew you've thought about this too much. Unless the odds were either it was asinine or you really thought about this headline. Which I guess would be the other way around.
All right, hit me up, boy.
Here we go. Another one for you. Travel shaming, the real plague of 2020.
Travel shaming. The real plague of 2020. I could see this being a very, like, click-worthy title where you're like, ooh, they're comparing travel shaming to the pandemic that's going on, and also there's Black Lives Matter, and also there's Me Too, and also my cat died, and also my dog ate my homework and died too. This is ridiculous. Ah! But is there travel shaming going on? For sure. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of just like social shaming for doing everything. Travel shaming, I think, is up there. Do I call it a pandemic? No, I call it an epidemic. It's almost there. With that being said, headline.
I made that one up too. That's asinine.
You don't do this to me, Cam.
Don't do it to me.
Don't do it to me, kid. All right. Headline or asinine. Man pleads with public to drop the term boneless chicken wings.
Pleads with the public. Well, that means it's
pleads.
There's an element of
please.
There's
why?
Say that again. Something about boneless chicken. I got.
Man pleads with public to drop the term boneless chicken wings.
Man pleads. Why would you wanna drop the term boneless chicken wings? See, what bugs me about boneless chicken wings is how did the bone get out? Is my biggest thought, right? How would you take a chicken wing, remove the bone, but keep the wing? And then it lends me to believe, and is this the sad state that the world is in? Maybe these aren't even chicken wings at all. Maybe these are just like fucking nuggets that they're telling us are boneless wings, making us pay an extra $2.50. You know what? God damn it! I believe if this is true, I fucking believe it. You're right. There's some bullshit with these boneless chicken wings. They don't remove the wings. You know, they don't remove the bones like humanitarily. You know? What are you going to do with the bones? Who's going to buy a bunch of bones without any meat attached to them? Weird, creepy bone collectors or something? That's even weirder.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
So I think really the question is, could somebody else have gotten as fired up as I just got? And I'm only one man. There's 8 billion people on this godforsaken planet. I'm going to say that's a headline.
That's a headline, my friend.
Yeah.
And this man from Nebraska took it real seriously. He brought it to the city council meeting and is doing a plea with, I'll pull off some of these quotes, okay, which I think he has a good point here. Quote number 1. Boneless chicken wings are typically made of deep fried slices of chicken breast. However, chicken tenders are narrow strips of meat attached to the underside of the breast. I don't go to order boneless tacos. I don't go order boneless club sandwiches. It's just what's expected. We need to raise our children better. They are raised being afraid of having bones attached to their meat. That's where the meat comes from. It grows on the bones. We need to teach them that a wing of a chicken is from a chicken and it's delicious. He goes on to say a lot more, but suggests that we should either call them wet tenders, saucy nugs, buffalo style chicken tenders, or just trash.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I see what he's saying. Like, don't give me milk and tell me it's water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this Nebraskan man is onto something.
He's got a point.
Cam, are you ready for your last headline of the day? At least
yes, sir.
The last one. Headline or asinine. A sheep sold for nearly $500,000 at an auction in Scotland.
You fooled me. What's the old saying, Cam? Fool me once, stick a dick in my ass. Fool me twice, I'm gay. So, is this a headline? I could see goats like that, especially if it's like a sheep that has been cloned or is like the best sperm. I don't know how. Like we went over horse sperm the other day, and that's just hella expensive. What?
Yeah.
It's a goat, right?
No, I said sheep. I said sheep. You said goat in your last thing. A lot of
goat.
animals going on today.
A lot of animal stuff. And you said $500K?
$500,000.
Oh God, this one's so tricky. 'Cause, it threw me off by throwing me two curveballs already. Now, why do I think this is so valuable? I think it's a different color. No, that's too easy. I think it's life expect. No. What could cause it? It's so click worthy. I would click it in an instant. What is causing this thing to be so expensive? Headline. Give me a headline. Because the reason he's a headline is because his sperm is worth a lot. That's what I'm calling for it. Headline.
I'll give you a headline for it there, but that's right. You're kind of right about a lot of stuff. Yeah, so this was in Scotland, sold for just under $500,000. Lamb named Double Diamond is his name. He's a Texel lamb. Or I guess that's like the breed of it, yes. Whatever. However, the breed of sheep originated in Holland, and they're a favorite to butchers, apparently. Yeah. So it's like a thing. You should see the balls on this thing. Holy shit. Yeah, you will feel immediately emasculated. Like, Cam, it makes your nut look like a fucking ping pong ball.
I'm going to pull this baby up. $500,000 sheep.
His name's Double Diamond. So it got to a point...
$490K. Holy smokes!
The bidding started at $13,000, and then sort of like a price war just big went up until there was sort of an agreement that the sheep can be used between 3 different farms. Presumably the Double Diamond's just gonna start laying some double diamonds, if you know what I mean. Just pipe.
He's gonna be saucing it up.
Oh, just so much pipe laid all across Scotland. Move aside, Wilt Chamberlain, because this lamb is gonna start fucking. And that was how you play Headline or Asinine.
Well, that was a great one. You fooled me. You fooled me pretty good, though. Not used to you come up with so many fakes.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, yeah, thanks for... I think that's really all the time we have for the show. Thanks for listening. Folks, you can remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe. The podcast is everywhere. We are exclusively on the internet. And all of our episodes can be heard. Bless you. We haven't removed any episodes. Our deals with Wikipedia, PepsiCo, of course, the cocaine industry. They want to hear all of our episodes. So, just a promise right now on 2 Season a Pod, every single episode will always be available.
That's correct. And never forget, people, next time you pick up a banana, remember, they cannot reproduce. Thanks for listening. This is Cam signing off.
Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on 2 Season a Pod. 96.7 on your...
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.